The 29th of May, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura. Hello again, Rabbi.
Good morning again, Lou. How's everything?
Baruch Hashem, doing well.
Okay, good. Nice to hear. Okay, I guess we'll begin again. We're in the second shir in the morning. Rabbi Shlomo first here, Yeshiva Shamanowski here in Yerushalayim here of Zoom. This is our second shir. We're learning Hilchos Yom Tov in the Mishna Berura, Siman Tov Tzadi Hey.
Mishna Berura. Hey.
We're learning about Muksa, this in Sif Dala. That's where we left off last time. Tov Tzadi Hey Sif Dala. Let's just review the Mechaber and the Ramah. Then we'll continue on with the Mishna Berura and the Ramah. Okay. Mayor, would you like to read for us?
Okay, you said we're at Dalit again here?
That's right.
Okay, so let's see. Says, let's see, Muktzah. Afal Pi Shemuta b'Shabbat. Oh, so Muktzah is even though that it's permitted on Shabbat? Okay.
I mean, there are those types of muksa which are mutter on Shabbos. I mean, obviously for the proper under the proper conditions and the proper needs. But those types of muksa which are permissible on Shabbos, on Yom Tov, they are in fact also. The Mishna Berura gave some examples. For example, let's say a person has a store. He has a grocery store, right? A grocery store, and so he sells. Amongst the things he sells, there are paper goods. Paper goods. So all the things in his store are for. And let's make it easier. He's got a private business. He sells out of his garage, paper goods, right? So he has a stock and inventory of paper goods in his garage.
Okay.
And so on Shabbos, all those paper goods are muksa because it's merchandise. He's not intending to use them on Shabbos, right? So
Okay.
speaking, those paper goods which are merchandise are muksa on Shabbos. And however, let's say someone came, let's say you ran out of paper cups. There's nothing wrong with him taking those paper cups which are merchandise and using them for his own needs. Or let's say someone said, I ran out of making a Shalom Zachar, and a lot of extra people came and we ran over here because we ran out of paper cups. So he says, can I have a couple of sleeves, a couple of, packages of paper cups? And he says, no problem. So he can give them those things, although they're technically speaking muksa. Nevertheless, and if the need arises, they can be used under the proper conditions. Right? So those type of situations which would be permissible on Shabbos would be forbidden on Yom Tov.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
So hechem miru bo b'yom tov asu ruhu. So they're strict about it on Yom Tov, like you said, and they forbid it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see the Ramah, because that's where actually we left off yesterday.
Oh, okay. I guess I missed Friday.
Have a cereal, please.
Pardon?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Rama says v'yesh matirin muksa afilu biyom tov. So hold it, he's saying just the opposite. That
All the cereal.
it
Yes,
is matirin permitted, muksa is permitted even on Yom Tov.
Right, so the Ramah says differently than the Mechaber's opinion, right? The Ramah says there are those who are permitted.
So muksa is permitted. Okay,
Hello.
wow, okay. A bit of a machlochet here. Okay, so let's see, going on. Aval, nolad asur. Okay, so what items that are created?
Yeah, things which didn't exist previously to, like an egg was laid on Yom Tov, or an apple that fell off the tree on Yom Tov. Those are things that the muksa, because of it, is considered to be noiled.
Oh. So they are muksa. Huh. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see.
Right?
Pardon?
Like an
Barry?
egg. Like an egg that got laid.
Yeah.
Right,
Right, is that
exactly.
right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, if they hen lays an egg, I guess.
That's right. They're supposed to lay an egg every day, right?
Right.
I
So
guess.
so both on Shabbos and Yom Tov, an egg would be muktzah.
Right. That would be also Medivrei, right? Exactly. Afilu b'Shabbos. Right.
Thank you.
I got dressed so fast after I left.
Okay, so
Wow.
let's see,
I watched that
going
with soap.
on.
You washing hands with soap? Thank you.
So it says, let's see, Nolad Asura, L'divrei Hema Afilu b'Shabbat, and according to their words, even on Shabbat. Okay, V'chol Muksa Sheino Baalei Chaim, Gon Otzar Shel Peirot Ve'etzim. Okay, so let's see. And all
You have an oitzer is a storehouse.
oh. So what, even a storehouse that doesn't have live animals is
Well,
Baalei
it's
Chaim?
Well, it says like this. It's a categorical statement. V'chol muksa she'ena baalei chayim. Any muksa which is not baalei chayim, which is not livestock, zone, for example, oitzer shel peris. Let's say eitzim. Let's say you had a woodshed, or you had a root cellar. I remember my ancestors, they used to live in the woods in Poland. I mean, maybe you had similar ancestors in your family history. They used to live in the woods in Poland, so they used to have it was called a root cellar. They would have, because the winters were very severe. You'd get a lot of snow and frost, and so they would gather the vegetables from the summertime in the fall, and they would put them into the sub basement of the cabin in the Polish woods, and it was called a root cellar. So they had everything there. They had apples and carrots and onions and potatoes and all kinds of things, and the things would stay, would be cold and sufficiently damp to keep them preserved to a certain extent. And so need be, they would go and take them from there, right? Go through that's it. Or they had a woodshed, right? Aside from having a root cellar, they had a woodshed. They in those days in the Polish woods, the way you heated the house, the cabin was with firewood.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
So what about those things on Yom Tov? Are those storage areas of for foodstuffs and for wood that is not muksa or not. What is the halacha the Ramah says here?
Okay, so it says that, I guess if he says, from here I will take, let's see, the ein tzarich sheyirshom. Let's see, the ein, and it doesn't, yirshom, without permission? No.
Oh, so
Shoot.
your psalm is to, you have to designate.
Oh, you have to, and he did, and he didn't designate.
Ain't right. It's sagi shomer mekana ani note. It's enough to say, well, I'm going to go and get the fruits and vegetables from the root cellar on Yom Tif. Ve'ain sorach l'rishum. You don't have to make a specific designation that you're taking this or taking that.
Oh, umutar l'hachin miyom tov rishon l'sheni, and it is permitted to prepare. Did I skip? No, it is permitted to prepare from the first day of Yom Tov to the second day of Yom Tov. Shagaliot in outside of Israel.
Right. In terms of this, meaning normally you can't cook from one day Yom Tov to the second day Yom Tov, or first
Right.
day Rosh Hashanah, second day Rosh Hashanah. But this is simply just making the designation by the statement. I'm going to take from here on Yom Tov Sheni, so that apparently is mutter, according to what the Ramah says. We'll see in the Mishna Berura.
Oh, so it is permitted. Okay. Shagaliot. The ayin
Because this is simply a statement. This is just simply a statement, not doing any actual malacha at all.
Ah.
Yeah, so this type of a chana would be permissible. We'll see how the Mishna Berura explains it.
Oh, that is very interesting. Okay. So the ayin el siman shin yud. Okay, so I guess you should see above in Siman Shin Yud, I think that's 310, all the laws of Muktzah.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
wow. Al Dinei Muktzah. I'll call Dinei Muktzah. Okay, very good.
Excuse me, isn't there show means he has to sign up? If he doesn't have to sign up that he's taking stuff, it's mutar?
Rishon is to make a designation. Sometimes you have to make a designation by actual pointing out, or simply a designation by voice, verbal confirmation. Rishon is sometimes you have to do a signature act, but in terms of halacha, there's nothing that you need to actually. Sometimes you have to make a designation of the, let's say, it's a certain behemoth that you want to shech. Let's say you have a herd of sheep, and you want to decide on a particular sheep, right? So by putting some type of a maybe a ribbon or putting a slash of paint on or something like that. So it should, because you're worried that you might lose track of which one you decided to pick. Let's say you have 1,000 sheep, and you decide this is going to be the lamb that you're gonna shech for the Yom Tov meal tomorrow. So without actual making some physical designation, you're going to lose that sheep amongst the other 999, right? So sometimes it's necessary to make some type of physical designation. Sometimes it's enough simple by a verbal statement.
Thank you.
That's right. Yep. Oh, so let's take a look at the Mishna Berura. We started this last week, on the last day of the week on Yom Khamishi. So we're in the Ramah in Tes Zion. Take a look there in Tes Zion.
Okay, hold on. Tet Zion.
Yesh Matirin?
Yes.
Okay, so it says, let's see, V'yesh Matirin V'chumu. V'chule, I'm sorry. So there are authorities that do permit it. Okay. The lo chamir mi Shabbat. Okay, so they're not the more stringent from Shabbat. V'chatav Magen Avraham, dechein hu v'gam da'at harashal.
Meaning, like the Ramah writes, is also the same. The Rashal agrees with the opinion of the Ramah here.
Oh, okay. V'chein pasak gam ha-pri chadash. Would they agree with the Pri Hagash too?
The Pri Hagash is paskening like the Ramah and the Rashal.
Rashal. Oh, okay. Okay, Yud Zion. Let's see. That's just go back a second. Kedivrei Hem. Oh, Ledivrei Hem afilu b'Shabbat. According to the words, even on Shabbat. Okay. The Af, the Yesh poskim shematirim af muksa dinolad. So there are some poskim that permit even if the muksa is created on Yontif.
Apparently, there are some posting that permit muksa noilan on Yom Tov.
Okay, Harama lo ratza lit post kidatam bazeh. Not sure lit post. Agree? Maybe I don't know.
Literally means to
Grasp.
Yeah, right. To take on their
Oh, to
opinion.
take on on this opinion, I guess. Their
Right.
opinion.
Or adopt. You would say that he doesn't want to adopt their opinion.
Oh, adopt. Okay.
That would be more, yeah.
Ella keotan poskim demachmirin kol panim b'muksa nolad. But there are some poskim that are strict about muksa that's created on Yontif, I guess.
I mean that was the opinion that the Ramah adopted. The ones that are more machmir on muksa.
Okay. The katvu achronim shebi Shabbat nachtinan leikar lahatir afilu b'muksa dinolad. And some achronim wrote that even on during Shabbos the nachtinan.
Okay, there's also like it was chosen the ikar primarily the hatir. The halacha was chosen primarily when it comes to Shabbos to matir noilan on Shabbos.
Oh, okay, matir. That's no lot on Shabbos. Delo kiva'ale sefara zo. Delo kiva'ale, but not this opinion or these opinions.
Right, not like these opinions, correct.
Okay. Mikol makom yom tov ein lahatir al kol panim b'muksa dinolad. Nevertheless, on Yom Tov, we don't permit al kol panim, or I guess everything that is muksa that was created.
Right, muksa noilan, correct.
Okay. Well, if he's that, ein litatel atzamot shenit parku min habasar b'yom tov. Okay, so and accordingly, okay. Let's see. This we don't touch, I guess, litatel, handle, touch, I guess, bones.
Right, to handle. Actually, touching muksa is actually mutter. It's what you can't handle. You can't move muksa, but actually touching muksa theoretically is permissible.
Really?
Yes, I mean touching muksa is. I mean, you shouldn't do it. The ma'aser you shouldn't touch. Wrong lafi halacha for touching muksa. For example, let's say you have a you have a lawnmower. You have a lawnmower in your garage, right?
Mhm.
Nothing really wrong with putting your foot on the lawnmower or resting your
Ah.
hand on the lawnmower, right? It's not advisable to do it, but in theory, touching muksa is really mutter. It's only to move the muksa which is forbidden.
Oh, so if you lean on a car, let's say on Yontiv, for some reason, that
Right.
would also be, it'd be okay, not preferred, but
Right. There might be other things. The alarm might go off and all kinds of other things.
oh yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, you want to avoid that. But
That would be a big problem. Okay, so ein litatel atzmot. So one should not take the bones that are separated from the meat on Shabbat. Okay, afal pi she'ein ruin leklavim. What? So even if they are fitting for a dog.
yeah, like let's say a person has a pet dog, and his pet dog would have a tremendous simkus yontif to sit there and eat a bone all day.
Oh,
Yeah. So there you have a bone that would be fit to give to a dog, and the bone would definitely be a very big simkus yontif for the dog. But since it's muksa noiled, right? According to these opinions, and muksa noiled is also on yontif. Why?
okay. Mipnei she'etmol kshayu mechubarin lebasar. Because yesterday they were connected to the meat. Okay. Hayu re'uyin gam le'adam, which was also fitting for people. The have nolad. Oh, and this is classified as a nolad.
Right, because it's changed its status from being food for a person, and now it's become now food for an animal. So that would be a situation which is referred to here as nolad, and that would be forbidden. But on Shabbos it would be permissible, but on Yom Tov it's forbidden.
Wow.
That's another example where Yom Tov is more strict than Shabbos.
Yeah, that is amazing. But you are permitted to feed an animal on Yontiv, right?
Oh, so you can feed an animal on Yom Tov. So again, like if you're going to give him a bone, if there's still some meat attached to the bone, so that's okay, right? As long as there's some meat attached to the bone, or if you perhaps if you designated the bone before Yom Tov that you're going to feed this to the animal, it would be permissible as well.
Okay, very good. Yudchet, B'chol Muktzah, and all of this is Muktzah. Ka'elis Farah Harishona, the Muktzah Asur. Okay. So, but the first opinion says that Muktzah is Asur.
Right.
Dilaha Matirin Muktzah Ein Sarich Amira Ella Bigrogarot.
Gogaros are drying figs, and smukos are drying grapes, meaning raisins. And these are special cases. The classic cases brought down in the Mishnayos and the Gemara is they would take a harvest of figs and a harvest of grapes, and they would put them on the roofs to dry out in the sun and the heat of the day, right? So if they decided to use them on Shabbos or Yom Tov, that would be a classical case of that what we call you pushed it away from yourself. You did something. You simply not that the day came in and it was now not fit to use. Meaning your power drill. So now that it's Shabbos or Yom Tov, it's simply not fit to use. But you didn't do anything specifically with it to make it unusable. But here with the grapes or with the figs, they were edible beforehand, but by putting them up on the roof, if you're doing something by putting them on the roof to make them unedible during Shabbos and Yom Tov, that would be a classical case of real muksa.
Oh. So even if they, like, let's say the grapes fully became raisins
Right.
on Yontif, first day, let's say,
Oh, so
one would still not be able to eat them?
that could be, because that's a transition, meaning on the entrance of Yom Tov, they want edible. And
Uh-huh.
in mid Yom Tov, they became edible. So that might be a classical case of Noland as well.
Oh,
But okay, I see our time has come up. So make a note. We'll go over Yud Ches again tomorrow.
okay, I'll mark it off.
Thank you very much.
Yud Chet, okay.
Starting
And
Yud
thank
Ches.
you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Good to see you, your Baron. Come join us again, please. And Lou, hope to see you.
Good job, Mayor.
Yeah,
Thank
hope to
you.
see
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Paul,
Everybody have a good day.
See you all tomorrow.
Thank you,
too,
Rabbi.
Barry.
See you tomorrow.
Quite welcome. Be well. Have a good day. Bye.